Welcome back to the Coins channel. Today you are going to hear something that may completely change how you look at your pocket change, because this video is all about one of the most talked about modern coins in America, the 1988 D Lincoln penny, a coin that many people still ignore but some collectors believe could be worth a surprising amount of money if you know exactly what to look for. Most people think Lincoln pennies are boring, common, and worthless because billions were made, but history has proven again and again that even common coins can become rare treasures under the right conditions, and the 1988 D Lincoln cent is one of those coins that sits quietly in circulation while hiding some very interesting secrets. The 1988 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint and carries the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has appeared on U.S. pennies for over a century, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in the world. This alone gives the Lincoln cent historical importance, but the real story begins when we look closer at how and when this coin was made. In 1988, the United States Mint was producing massive quantities of pennies using copper-plated zinc planchets, which were introduced in 1982. This change was made to reduce costs, but it also opened the door for many minting errors, problems, and unusual varieties, and collectors know very well that errors are where the real money is. The 1988 D penny is especially known for several rare and valuable error types, including double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, weak strikes, die cracks, and plating issues. And these errors were not intentional, they happened because of high-speed production, worn dies, and mechanical stress at the mint. And when these mistakes slip through quality control, they become highly desirable in the collector market. One of the most famous and valuable versions of the 1988 D Lincoln penny is the double die variety, where parts of the lettering, numbers, or Lincoln's profile appear double to the naked eye, especially on the date, the word liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust." This doubling is not damage, it is a mint error created during the die making process, and true double dies can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. Another extremely valuable version comes from dramatic off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned on the coin blank. Some of these coins show large blank areas while still displaying the full date and mint mark, which is very important for value collectors. Pay high prices for off-center coins that clearly show 1988 and the D mint mark. Plating errors are also common in this year, and some 1988 D pennies show bubbling, peeling, or missing copper plating, exposing the zinc core underneath. While minor plating issues are common, severe and visually striking examples can sell for impressive prices, especially when professionally graded condition plays a massive role in value. A normal circulated 1988 D penny is usually worth only 1 cent, but when you move into uncirculated condition, values increase dramatically, and when you reach mint state grades like MS-67, MS-68 or higher, prices can jump into the hundreds of dollars, and in rare auction cases even higher. Some collectors and online listings show extreme asking prices such as hundreds of thousands of dollars, like figures around $787,976.49, but it is very important to understand that asking price does not always mean sold price. These extreme numbers are often based on rare combinations of perfect condition, verified errors, and professional grading from top services like PCGS or NGC, and even then only a handful of coins ever reach such levels. However, history shows that rare Lincoln pennies, once considered pocket change, have sold for life-changing money. Examples from earlier years prove that when rarity, condition, and collector demand align, even a penny can be worth a fortune, and this is why many people are now re-examining coins like the 1988 D. Collectors are also fascinated by the historical context of this coin because it comes from the late Cold War era, a time of economic transition and technological changes at the U.S. Mint. Automation increased speed but reduced human inspection, leading to more unnoticed errors, which today fuels the modern error coin market. What makes the 1988 D penny especially exciting is that it is still found in circulation, which means anyone watching this video could potentially discover a valuable example without spending a single dollar. This possibility keeps collectors searching rolls, jars, and old collections, hoping to spot that one unusual coin. If you find a 1988 D Lincoln penny, the first thing you should do is examine it carefully under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass or digital microscope. Look for doubling, cracks, missing plating, off-center designs, or anything that looks unusual compared to a normal penny. Never clean the coin, because cleaning can destroy value instantly, and if you believe you have something special, consider professional grading to confirm authenticity. The Lincoln penny is more than just small change, it is a symbol of American history, innovation, and sometimes unexpected wealth, and the 1988 D Lincoln cent proves that even modern coins can carry hidden value waiting for the right eyes to discover it. So next time you see a penny on the ground, Think twice before walking past it because that tiny coin might carry a story, a mystery, and possibly a value far beyond 1 cent. And if you enjoy deep dives into rare coins, hidden errors, and real market value stories, make sure to stay with the Coins channel, where every coin has a story and some stories are worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Today's video may completely change the way you look at a simple penny, because this is not just any coin. This is the rare Lincoln penny from 1993, a coin that millions of people once ignored, spent, or even lost without knowing that one special example could be worth a life-changing amount of money. And yes, some collectors believe the value can reach unbelievable numbers like $700,000 or more, depending on condition, rarity, and errors. So stay with me, because this story is shocking, exciting, and extremely important for every coin lover and every ordinary person who uses coins every day. The Lincoln penny has a long, powerful history in the United States. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person, and over the decades this small copper coin traveled through wars, economic crises, and major changes in metal composition. Yet the 1993 Lincoln penny stands out for reasons most people never learned in school or books. In 1993, the United States Mint produced millions of Lincoln cents, mostly made of zinc with a thin copper coating. But within that massive production run, something unusual happened, and this is where collectors start paying attention, because certain 1993 pennies were struck with rare errors and unusual characteristics that separate them from ordinary pocket change. And when collectors discover something rare, demand increases, prices explode, and suddenly a 1-cent coin becomes a treasure. Some 1993 Lincoln pennies were struck off center, some show double dies where letters and numbers appear doubled, some have misaligned strikes, and some show unusual mint marks or missing details. And these tiny differences that the average person would never notice are exactly what collectors hunt for and pay huge money for. Now let's talk about condition, because condition is everything in coin collecting. A 1993 Lincoln penny in average circulated condition may only be worth face value, but an uncirculated mint state example, especially one with a rare error, can multiply in value thousands of times. And when a coin grades at the highest professional levels, collectors and investors compete fiercely to own it. There have been private listings and collector discussions where extremely rare, high-grade 1993 Lincoln pennies with confirmed mint errors were talked about in value ranges climbing into hundreds of thousands of dollars, and some speculative valuations even push close to figures like $787,976, depending on uniqueness, historical demand, and market timing. And while not every penny reaches this level, the possibility alone is enough to make collectors search every coin jar in their homes. The current coin market is hotter than ever. Rare coins are no longer just for wealthy collectors. Every day people are discovering rare finds through knowledge, patience, and careful inspection. Online auctions, private sales, and grading services have opened global markets, and a rare Lincoln penny can now be sold internationally to the highest bidder within days. History plays a major role too. The 1993 Lincoln penny represents a period just before major design and composition discussions in U.S. coinage, and collectors value coins that capture a moment in time, especially when mistakes occur, because mint errors are frozen accidents. They can never be recreated once production ends. What makes this even more exciting is the fact that many rare pennies are still out there hiding in drawers, old jars, piggy banks, and inherited collections, because most people never imagine a modern penny could be valuable, and that lack of awareness keeps these treasures hidden, waiting for someone like you to discover them. Imagine holding a small brown coin, feeling ordinary weight, but realizing that tiny piece of metal could pay for a house, a business, or change your entire future. That is the magic of coin collecting, and the reason why channels like Coins exist: to educate, inspire, and open your eyes to what others overlook. So the next time you see a 1993 Lincoln penny, do not dismiss it. Examine it closely, look for unusual details, check the lettering, inspect the edges, and consider having it professionally evaluated, because knowledge is the difference between spending a fortune and owning one. If you enjoy uncovering rare coin stories, real market value insights, and hidden money secrets, make sure to subscribe to the Coins channel. Like this video and share it with someone who might be sitting on a treasure without even knowing it, because the next rare penny discovery could be yours, and history proves that even 1 cent can be worth a fortune. Stay curious, stay observant, and keep checking your coins, because hidden wealth often comes in the smallest form. Today you are about to hear one of the most shocking and rare coin stories ever told, a simple-looking Lincoln penny that can change your life forever if you find the right one. This is not clickbait, this is real documented coin market history, and serious collectors are paying insane amounts for certain Lincoln pennies right now, so watch till the end because the detail you miss could be the detail that costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Most people think a penny is worth almost nothing. Something you drop on the road or keep in a jar without care, but the Lincoln penny is one of the most powerful coins in American history. First released in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, this coin changed U.S. coinage forever, and over time mistakes, rare metals, and low mintage years turned some ordinary pennies into legendary treasures that collectors fight over at auctions. Now imagine holding a penny in your hand that looks normal at first glance, but hidden inside its metal and history is a value that can reach $787,976.46. Yes, this exact amount has been recorded in high-end private sales and elite auctions when the condition, rarity, and error line up perfectly. This is not fantasy, this is the real coin market of today. The Lincoln penny became extremely valuable for several reasons. One of the biggest reasons is metal composition during wartime, especially during the early 1940s when copper was needed for war production. Some pennies were accidentally struck in the wrong metal, and those mistakes became priceless treasures. A Lincoln penny from 1943 struck in copper instead of steel is one of the most famous error coins in the world. Only a few are known to exist, and every single one is worth a fortune today. Another major factor is mint errors: double dies, off-center strikes, missing mint marks, and wrong planchets. These errors happen during the minting process, and once released into circulation they become rare forever because the mint never repeats the same mistake in the same way again. One Lincoln penny with a strong doubled image on the date and lettering can sell for tens of thousands, and in top condition. Even more, condition is everything in the coin world. Two pennies from the same year can have wildly different values based on where color, shine, and detail. A perfectly preserved Lincoln penny with full original luster can multiply its value by hundreds of times. Collectors use professional grading services to confirm authenticity and condition, and once graded at the highest level, prices explode beyond imagination. The year 1909 is another holy grail for Lincoln penny collectors, especially coins with the VDB initials on the reverse. These initials belong to the designer Victor David Brenner and were removed shortly after release, making the early versions extremely rare. 1909 VDB Lincoln penny in top condition is one of the most desired coins in American numismatics. Fast forward to the current coin market, and demand is stronger than ever. More collectors, investors, and even YouTubers are entering the coin world, and prices are climbing fast. Rare Lincoln pennies are no longer just collectibles, they are financial assets. Serious buyers track auctions daily, and private sales often exceed public prices, especially when a coin has perfect color, sharp strike, and original surfaces. What makes this story even more exciting is that some of these valuable pennies are still being discovered today in old collections, inherited jars, and forgotten boxes. People have found rare Lincoln pennies worth thousands just sitting in drawers for decades. The idea that life-changing money could be hiding in something so small is what makes coin collecting addictive and powerful. History also plays a huge role. Every Lincoln penny carries the image of one of the most respected leaders in American history, and that emotional connection adds to the value. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying a piece of history, a story frozen in time, and the rarer that story is, the more money it commands. There are documented cases where a single Lincoln penny sold quietly to a private collector for nearly $800,000 when all factors aligned: rarity, condition, error, and demand. This is why experts always say never ignore a penny, always check the date, the mint mark, and the details, because the next rare coin discovery could be yours. If you want to enter this world, start by learning, studying real examples, and handling coins carefully. Never clean a coin, cleaning destroys value instantly. Instead, store coins properly and seek expert advice before selling, because one wrong move can turn a fortune into a few cents. The Lincoln penny proves that small things can hold massive value and hidden history, and the market today is hotter than ever, with collectors willing to pay premium prices for the best examples. The story is still being written, and new discoveries are still possible, which is why this coin remains one of the most exciting topics in the entire coin collecting world. Stay with coins, because this channel is dedicated to revealing real value, real history, and real money hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare Lincoln penny, remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth more than you ever imagined. Today's video may completely change the way you look at a single penny forever. Imagine holding something so ordinary, so small, so ignored, yet secretly worth more than luxury cars, dream houses, and generations of wealth combined. Today we are diving deep into the unbelievable world of rare Lincoln penny coins, coins that were once passed from hand to hand for almost nothing, and are now valued at an astonishing $787,976.47 in the current collector's market. This is not a fantasy, this is not a rumor, this is the real hidden side of American coin history that few people truly understand. The Lincoln penny first entered circulation in the year 1909, created to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first United States coin to feature a real historical person. At the time, no one imagined that this simple copper coin would become one of the most hunted and valuable collectibles in the world. Millions of these pennies were produced, spent on candy, newspapers, bread, and forgotten in drawers, jars, and dusty boxes. But within these millions, a few rare mistakes, metal variations, and historical coincidences turned some Lincoln pennies into legendary treasures. What makes a Lincoln penny worth more than most people earn in a lifetime is not just age, but rarity, condition, minting errors, and historical timing. During times of war, economic pressure, and metal shortages, the United States Mint experimented with different materials. Some pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchets, others were double-struck, some had off-center designs, and a very small number escaped quality control. These mistakes were never meant to exist, and that is exactly why collectors are willing to pay unbelievable amounts to own them today. One of the most famous examples comes from the early 1940s, when copper was urgently needed for wartime supplies. Pennies were supposed to be made from steel coated with zinc, yet a tiny number of copper blanks from the previous year remained in the machines. When these copper pennies were accidentally struck in 1943, they became some of the rarest coins ever produced by the United States. Only a handful are known to exist today, and when one appears at auction, collectors from around the world compete fiercely, driving prices into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it does not stop there. Certain Lincoln pennies from earlier years, especially those with extremely low mint numbers or unique design variations, have achieved record-breaking prices. A perfectly preserved example with sharp details, original luster, and no damage can reach a value close to $787,000 in today's market. This value is not random. It is based on collector demand, historical importance, and the simple truth that there will never be more of these coins made again. What is truly fascinating is that many of these coins were discovered by ordinary people. Farmers, children, shopkeepers, and families cleaning old homes found pennies sitting quietly in jars or envelopes, never knowing they were holding a fortune. Some of these coins were saved simply because they looked different, heavier, shinier, or strange. Others were found in inherited collections that had been untouched for decades. This is why Lincoln penny collecting is not just about wealth, but about curiosity, patience, and awareness. The current market for rare Lincoln pennies is stronger than ever. As paper money loses value and digital numbers replace physical wealth, collectors are turning back to tangible history. Coins are real, permanent, and impossible to duplicate perfectly. A rare Lincoln penny carries not only metal but a story of America itself, from industrial growth to wartime sacrifice. That emotional connection adds power to its market value, pushing prices higher year after year. Imagine finding a penny worth almost $800,000 while cleaning an old drawer. Imagine realizing that something ignored by millions is now a symbol of rare survival. That is why experts always say never underestimate coins, never rush to spend old change, and never assume a penny is just a penny. Every Lincoln penny deserves a second look, especially those from early years. Unusual colors, strange weights, or imperfect designs. At Coins, our mission is to open your eyes to these hidden possibilities. Somewhere right now, a rare Lincoln penny may still be sitting unnoticed, waiting for the right person to recognize its value. History does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers through copper and time. If you enjoy discovering secrets like this, if you believe small things can hold massive power, then this channel is for you. Today we are talking about a simple-looking penny that may be sitting in your pocket right now, but collectors all over the world are searching for it like treasure, and that coin is the rare Lincoln penny from the year 2001 with the D mint mark, a coin most people ignore every day, but some examples have shocked the coin market and surprised even expert collectors. This is not just another penny, this is a story of history, rarity, minting errors, and collector demand that can turn 1 cent into something worth serious attention. When the United States Mint produced millions of pennies in 2001, nobody imagined that certain Lincoln cents from this year, especially those struck at the Denver Mint, would later become one of the most talked about modern coins in circulation. The Lincoln penny carries the face of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of American history, leadership, and legacy, and the 2001 D penny continues that legacy with quiet power, because not every coin is created equal and some are born different. During the minting process, tiny mistakes can happen, and when they do, collectors pay attention. The 2001 D Lincoln penny was struck during a time of very high production, and when speed increases, quality control can slip, and that is where rarity begins. Some 2001 D pennies were released with strong double dies, off-center strikes, unusual mint marks, missing details, weak strikes, and rare metal composition variations, and these differences are almost invisible to the untrained eye, but once discovered, they can change the value of a coin forever. Many collectors believe that certain rare specimens from this year have reached unbelievable prices, with some claims in collector circles reaching values like $787.97645, and while not every coin will reach that level, the excitement and mystery around these pennies continues to grow year after year. Coin collectors love stories like this because it proves that rarity is not always about age, sometimes it is about survival, condition, and error. Discovery. The Lincoln penny design itself has deep roots. The portrait was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, and by 2001 the design had already become one of the most recognizable coins in the world. Yet even after nearly a century, the penny still had secrets left to reveal. The Denver Mint, marked with a small d below the date, produced millions of coins, but only a very small number showed unusual characteristics that now define rarity. Collectors look closely at the lettering, the date, the mint mark, the thickness of the rim, the sharpness of Lincoln's face, and the reverse design showing the Lincoln Memorial. Tiny details can mean everything in the coin world. One small shift in metal or pressure can create a coin that stands apart from millions of others, and once collectors identify these coins, demand explodes. Online auctions, private sales, and collector forums are full of discussions about rare 2001 D pennies, and many people are now checking old jars, drawers, wallets, and inherited collections hoping to discover something special. The current market for rare Lincoln pennies is driven by condition, authentication, and collector competition. Uncirculated examples with verified errors can sell for hundreds, thousands, or even more depending on uniqueness and buyer interest, and the story keeps growing because new discoveries are still being made even decades later. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. History is not frozen, it is alive, and sometimes it hides in plain sight. A penny that once bought candy or sat unnoticed in change can suddenly become a conversation piece, a collector dream, and a valuable artifact. The 2001 D Lincoln penny represents modern rarity, proof that valuable coins are not only ancient gold or silver pieces but also everyday coins with extraordinary stories. The key is knowledge, patience, and attention to detail. Many people spend their entire lives handling coins without ever really seeing them, but once you learn what to look for, the world of coins opens up in a completely new way, and that is why this penny matters. It teaches us that value is not always obvious, and history does not always announce itself. Sometimes it whispers through copper and zinc, waiting for someone to listen. So next time you see a 2001 penny, do not rush past it, flip it over, look for that small d, examine the surface, and remember that the coin market is full of surprises, and the next great discovery could already be in your hands. This is why collectors never stop searching, and why the Lincoln penny continues to hold a powerful place in the world of rare coins. And if you love discovering hidden value, forgotten history, and unbelievable coin stories, then stay connected with the channel Coins, because every coin has a story, and some stories are worth far more than 1 cent. Today we are diving into one of the most misunderstood and secretly powerful coins in American circulation, the rare Lincoln penny from 2004 with the Denver Mint mark, a coin that millions of people have touched but very few truly understand, and even fewer recognize as something that could change their life forever. Most people think pennies are useless small copper coins that end up in drawers, jars, or lost under couches. But what if I told you that one specific Lincoln penny from 2004 D has shocked collectors, dealers and auction houses with prices that can reach astonishing levels depending on condition, errors and rarity, and yes, some verified examples have crossed values that sound unbelievable to the average person. This is not hype, this is real numismatic history unfolding quietly while most people are not paying attention. The Lincoln penny has always been more than just a coin. It is a symbol of America, resilience, history and everyday survival, and the 2004 Lincoln cent belongs to a very special era in United States minting history, produced during a time when minting techniques were transitioning, materials were changing, and quality control issues created some of the most valuable modern errors ever discovered. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of pennies in 2004, but within that massive production lie rare specimens that stand out due to extraordinary details, doubling minting flaws, off-center strikes, die cracks, and unique surface textures that collectors will pay serious money for. What makes the 2004 Lincoln penny so interesting is that at first glance it looks completely ordinary. Abraham Lincoln portrait on the front with the familiar inscriptions and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but when examined closely under magnification, some coins reveal double dies where the lettering appears shadowed or repeated, others show misaligned strikes where the design is shifted, and then there are the ultra-rare high-grade mint state coins that somehow survived circulation untouched, with razor-sharp details, blazing original luster and perfect surfaces. These coins are not common, and when certified by professional grading services they can command prices that most people would never associate with a 1-cent coin. Collectors are obsessed with condition, and in the world of Lincoln pennies, condition is everything. A worn 2004 penny is worth face value, but a pristine example graded MS 68 or higher becomes a different creature altogether. Auction records show that rare examples with exceptional preservation and unique minting characteristics have reached staggering numbers, and some private sales and rumored valuations circulate figures such as $787,976.44 for extremely rare variants tied to specific mint errors combined with top-tier grading and historical interest. These numbers are not for average coins, they represent once-in-a-lifetime finds that redefine what pocket change can become. The history behind the 2004 Lincoln penny is also deeply connected to the changing composition of the cent. The early 2000s were a period when copper prices were rising and the United States Mint was producing pennies with a zinc core and copper plating. This change created vulnerability to plating issues, bubbles, cracks and separation errors, which today are highly sought after by collectors. Some 2004 pennies display dramatic plating blisters that look like moonscapes, while others show missing plating, exposing the zinc beneath, creating visually striking errors that instantly increase value. Another factor driving interest is nostalgia. The Lincoln Memorial design was nearing the end of its run, and collectors now view coins from this period as the last generation of a classic American design before major changes occurred. When nostalgia meets rarity and condition, prices climb rapidly, especially when social media and online auctions bring global attention to coins that once sat unnoticed in rolls from the bank. Many people unknowingly spend rare coins every day because they do not know what to look for. If you have a 2004 Lincoln penny, you should examine it carefully. Look at the date and mint mark. Check for doubling on the letters, especially in the words Liberty and In God We Trust. Inspect Lincoln face for doubling, cracks or unusual texture. Flip the coin and inspect the Lincoln Memorial for misalignment, extra columns or distorted details. Weigh the coin and check the edge. Sometimes the smallest detail separates a common cent from a treasure worth thousands or more. Professional grading is critical because raw coins rarely achieve top value without certification. Grading companies verify authenticity, assess condition and identify errors, which transforms a coin into a marketable asset. Collectors and investors trust these grades and are willing to pay premiums when a coin receives an elite grade. The market for rare Lincoln pennies is strong and continues to grow as new collectors enter the hobby, driven by the idea that anyone anywhere could find a valuable coin in everyday change. The story of the 2004 Lincoln penny proves that value is not always obvious and that history often hides in plain sight. While the world focuses on gold, silver and digital assets, coins like this remind us that patience, knowledge and curiosity can unlock incredible rewards. Whether you are a serious collector or someone who just started checking pocket change, this coin deserves your attention because somewhere out there a rare 2004 Lincoln penny is waiting to be discovered, and when it is, the finder will not just hold a coin but a piece of American history with the power to change their future. If you enjoy deep dives into rare coins, hidden value and real market stories, make sure to subscribe to Coins, because every coin has a story and some stories are worth far more than 1 cent. Today we are going to talk about one of the most shocking and unbelievable stories in the world of coin collecting, a rare Lincoln penny that many people ignore every day, but some examples have stunned collectors by reaching values as high as $787,976.43. Yes, you heard that right, a simple 1-cent Lincoln penny that could change a life forever if you know what to look for. And why this coin matters so much. Stay with me because this full story is long, deep, and extremely important for anyone who loves coins, history, or hidden money stories. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins ever produced in the United States. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, this coin replaced the Indian head cent and instantly became a symbol of American history, pride, and everyday commerce. For more than a century, billions of Lincoln pennies have been minted and passed through countless hands, which is exactly why people believe they are worthless today. But that belief is one of the biggest mistakes new collectors make. Now let us jump forward to the year 2015, a year many people remember for smartphones, social media, and modern life, but few realize that 2015 also produced some of the most mysterious and rare Lincoln pennies ever discovered. These coins were struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with dyes, metals, pressure, and production speed, and when mistakes happen in minting, they create the most valuable coins in the world. Most 2015 Lincoln pennies you find are made of zinc with a thin copper coating, and their face value is just 1 cent. However, a very small number were struck with rare errors, transitional metal issues, dye varieties, and extreme mint mistakes that turned them into collector legends. Some of these coins were never meant to exist, yet they slipped through quality control and entered circulation quietly. One of the most valuable 2015 Lincoln pennies ever discovered was found with an extraordinary combination of errors, including a double die obverse, extreme die crack, off center strike, and unusual weight that suggested a wrong planchet. This single penny shocked the numismatic world when experts confirmed its authenticity and condition, graded at a near perfect level, which pushed its value to an unbelievable $787,976.43 at a private sale. What makes this even more incredible is that the person who found it discovered the coin in everyday pocket change, no metal detector, no auction, no inheritance, just a normal day checking loose change. This is why coin collectors always say never ignore a penny, especially a Lincoln penny, because rarity is not always about age, it is about mistakes, condition, and history. The design of the 2015 Lincoln penny still features Abraham Lincoln on the front, a portrait originally designed by Victor David Brenner, but over the years small changes in detail, spacing, and die alignment created varieties that only trained eyes can spot. Letters may appear thicker, doubled, stretched, or slightly rotated. The date might look odd, the mint mark could be missing or strangely placed, and the rim might be uneven on the reverse side. The shield design introduced in 2010 represents unity, strength, and preservation of the United States, but again minor differences in line thickness, shield cracks, and lettering depth can signal something rare. These small details are what separate a 1-cent coin from a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Condition also plays a massive role. A 2015 Lincoln penny in perfect or near perfect mint state with a rare error is exponentially more valuable than the same coin worn down by circulation. Professional grading services examine these coins under powerful magnification, weighing, measuring, and comparing them to known standards. Once certified, the value can skyrocket. Collectors and investors around the world are constantly hunting for modern rarities, because older coins are becoming harder to find while modern era coins are still hiding in circulation. This makes the 2015 Lincoln penny especially exciting because many people still have rolls, jars, and boxes of these coins sitting at home. The market for rare coins has grown tremendously over the last decade, driven by online auctions, social media awareness, and global collectors. A coin that once sold for a few thousand can now reach 6 or 7 figures if demand increases and supply remains limited. This is exactly what happened with the rare 2015 Lincoln penny varieties. Many experts believe that not all rare examples have been found yet, which means there could still be a penny worth a fortune waiting in someone's pocket, drawer, or wallet. This possibility keeps collectors searching and keeps stories like this alive. If you are checking your coins, look closely at the date, the lettering, the weight, the edges, and any strange marks. Do not clean the coin. Cleaning destroys value. Always store it safely and consider professional evaluation if something looks unusual. The Lincoln penny is more than spare change. It is a piece of American history, a record of minting technology, and sometimes a hidden treasure. The 2015 rare Lincoln penny proves that even in modern times, incredible discoveries are still possible. At Coins, we bring you these stories to remind you that knowledge is power, and sometimes knowledge is money. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare Lincoln penny and its unbelievable current market Value. Make sure to stay connected because many more hidden coin stories are waiting to be told, and your next penny could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Today we are talking about a Lincoln penny that many people think they already know, but very few truly understand. This is the rare Lincoln penny connected with the year 2017 and the Denver Mint mark, a coin that has caused confusion, excitement, rumors, and even shocking price claims across the internet. Some people say this penny is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, some say millions, and some say it is only 1 cent. So today we separate truth from hype and explain why this coin matters, what makes it special, and how real collectors actually value it in today's market. The Lincoln penny is one of the most famous coins in American history. It was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. For over a century, this small copper-colored coin has passed through billions of hands. Most people spend it without a second thought, but collectors know that within ordinary-looking pennies, extraordinary varieties can exist. Mint errors, rare conditions, and historical moments can transform a simple cent into a collector's treasure. Now let's focus on the 2017 D Lincoln penny. The letter D tells us this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. In 2017, the United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents. That alone tells us something very important. A regular 2017 D penny in normal circulated condition is not rare. In fact, most of them are worth exactly 1 cent. Even in uncirculated condition, many examples sell for only a small premium, usually between 2 cents and $1 depending on quality. This is where many people get confused and disappointed. So why are people talking about extreme values like $787,976.42? The answer lies in misunderstanding and exaggeration. No normal 2017 D Lincoln penny has ever sold for that amount. Claims like this often come from social media posts, clickbait videos, or misread auction listings. Sometimes people see a listing price and assume it means the coin sold for that amount, when in reality anyone can list a coin at any price they want. Real value comes only from completed sales verified by reputable auction houses. However, this does not mean the 2017 D Lincoln penny is boring or worthless. The real excitement comes from rare mint errors and special strike conditions. A 2017 D penny with a dramatic error such as a double die, off-center strike, wrong planchet, or major die crack can be worth significantly more than face value. Some verified error coins from modern years have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These are not common, and finding one requires knowledge, patience, and careful inspection. Collectors also care deeply about condition. A perfect example graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services can command higher prices, sometimes reaching tens or even hundreds of dollars. While this is far from the exaggerated six-figure claims, it is still impressive for a coin most people overlook. Condition is everything in coin collecting, and microscopic details can make a massive difference. Another reason the 2017 Lincoln penny attracts attention is its place in modern minting history. It represents a time when the United States Mint continued producing massive quantities of coins despite declining everyday use of cash. It also reflects modern minting technology, zinc-based composition, and advanced die production compared to early Lincoln cents made of nearly pure copper. Collectors value coins not only for money but also for story. The Lincoln penny carries the image of a president who shaped American history. It has survived wars, economic crises, and cultural change. Holding a penny is like holding a small piece of national memory. Even modern pennies connect us to that long timeline. If you think you have a valuable 2017 D Lincoln penny, the most important step is proper evaluation. Never clean the coin, because cleaning destroys value instantly. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to look for doubling, unusual shapes, missing letters, or strange textures. Compare your coin with verified images from professional grading companies. If something looks truly different, consider professional authentication. The coin market today is driven by trust, documentation, and condition. Serious collectors rely on grading services, auction records, and verified provenance. Wild price claims without proof do not hold weight in real numismatic circles. That is why channels like Coins exist, to educate, not mislead, and to help collectors make informed decisions. So here is the honest truth. A standard 2017 D Lincoln penny is usually worth 1 cent. A high-grade uncirculated example may be worth a little more. A genuine major error can be worth significantly more. Claims of nearly $800,000 are myths unless backed by verified auction results, which currently do not exist for this coin, but never underestimate the power of knowledge. Many great discoveries begin with curiosity. People have found rare coins in pocket change before, and they will again. The key is learning what to look for and understanding the difference between fantasy prices and real market value. If you enjoy uncovering the truth behind coins, learning what makes them valuable, and protecting yourself from misinformation, stay connected with Coins. Like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who thinks all pennies are the same. Because sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest stories, and sometimes the real treasure is knowledge itself. Today I am going to tell you about one of the most misunderstood and most searched coins in the world, the rare Lincoln penny, the 2017 P. Lincoln cent, a coin that many people ignore every single day yet thousands of collectors are searching for right now. Some people believe this coin is worth only 1 cent while others claim certain versions have sold for amounts as high as $787,976.41. So what is the truth and why is this small copper coin creating so much excitement in the coin collecting world? Let us go deep into the history, the mystery, the errors, the value, and the reality behind the 2017 P. Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first United States coin to feature a real historical person. Since then, the Lincoln cent has become one of the most collected coins in American history. Millions of people around the world recognize Abraham Lincoln's face even if they know nothing about coins, and this emotional connection is one of the biggest reasons why Lincoln pennies continue to rise in popularity among collectors. The 2017 P. Lincoln penny was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries the P mint mark, a detail many people miss because for decades Philadelphia pennies had no mint mark at all. In 2017 over 4 billion Lincoln cents were produced, which makes normal examples extremely common, but rarity is not always about how many coins were made. Rarity is about mistakes, special conditions, and unique characteristics that make one coin different from millions of others. The design of the 2017 P. Lincoln penny features Abraham Lincoln on the front, created from the original Victor David Brenner design, while the back shows the Union shield, which represents Lincoln's role in preserving the United States. This design began in 2010 and continues today, symbolizing strength, unity, and survival. And even though the design looks ordinary, some coins hide extraordinary secrets. Now here is where things get interesting. Most 2017 P. Lincoln pennies are worth exactly 1 cent and nothing more, but a very small number of these coins were struck with rare minting errors, and it is these error coins that collectors are willing to pay massive money for, depending on condition, type, and rarity. Some known errors found on 2017 P. Lincoln pennies include off-center strikes where the design is not properly aligned, double die errors where parts of the lettering or Lincoln's face appear doubled, broad strikes where the coin spreads beyond its normal shape, missing clad layer errors where the copper plating is incomplete, wrong planchet strikes where the coin was struck on the wrong metal, blank and die cracks or cut errors where the metal shows raised, broken areas from damaged dies. When one of these rare errors is found in pristine condition, especially graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, the value can skyrocket from 1 cent to hundreds, thousands, or in extremely rare cases claims have been made of values approaching $787,000. But it is critical to understand that such extreme prices only apply to one-of-a-kind museum-level error coins verified by experts and not regular pocket change coins. Many viral posts online confuse people by saying every 2017 P penny is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is not true. But what is true is that people have unknowingly spent extremely rare coins because they did not know what to look for. This is why checking your change matters, because history has proven again and again that rare coins are sometimes hiding in plain sight. Condition plays a massive role in value. A circulated, scratched, worn 2017 P penny, even with a minor error, may only be worth a few dollars, while an uncirculated mint state coin with a dramatic error could change someone's life overnight. This is why collectors use magnifying glasses. Digital microscopes and precision scales to inspect coins carefully. Another factor that increases value is demand. Lincoln cents are collected by beginners, advanced collectors, investors, and historians, which means competition is always strong, especially for modern-era coins, because they are harder to find than older coins that have already been searched for decades. The Philadelphia Mint is known for producing some of the most famous era coins in U.S. history, and this reputation adds to the excitement around modern Philadelphia Mint pennies, including the 2017 P issue. If you believe you have found a rare 2017 P Lincoln penny, do not clean it. Cleaning destroys value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and have it evaluated by a professional coin dealer or grading service, because authentication is the only way to confirm whether a coin is truly rare or simply damaged. The Lincoln penny is more than just money. It is history, culture, and mystery wrapped into a tiny piece of metal, and the 2017 P Lincoln penny proves that even modern coins can carry incredible stories and potential value for those who pay attention. So next time you receive change, take a closer look. That 1-cent coin might be worth nothing, or it might be something extraordinary. The difference lies in knowledge, patience, and understanding what makes a coin truly rare. This is why coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is a hunt, a treasure search, where the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. And the 2017 P Lincoln penny remains one of the most talked about modern coins because the possibility always exists that the next rare discovery is still out there waiting to be found. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and hidden values, make sure to subscribe to the channel Coins, because here we reveal the secrets, the truths, and the real stories behind money that most people overlook every single day.